In today's video, I'll be ranking SeaWorld Orlando's roller coasters before I go for the first time. Hello coaster lovers, so I have very exciting news. So the last time I experienced a first time park visit was back in October of last year with Busch Gardens Tampa, and I'm ecstatic to announce that my next first visit to a park will be on December 26th. It's because I'm officially going to SeaWorld Orlando on that day for the first time. This upcoming park visit was way overdue, but I'm actually grateful that I'm visiting this park this year. So this will be part 1 of a 2-part little series, and it's a before and after style video. So I'm going to rank SeaWorld Orlando's current coasters before visiting, then I'll upload a video next year in 2025, then I will rank them again but with my personal thoughts. So before we start, I've elected to exclude Journey to Atlantis from this list because for me, it's a water ride, not a coaster. But that's the only warning. So I say let's start off the list off with Super Grover's Boxcar Derby. This is the only coaster on this list that I'm probably not going to ride. It's because I am not wasting my time to ride a kiddie coaster. It's embarrassing and it's not worth the credit, for me at least. This is a zero kiddie coaster and it's a custom layout too. So moving on, the next coaster on this list is the one-of-a-kind Penguin Trek. The first B&M we have on this list is Penguin Trek. It's also the park's newest coaster at the time of this recording and a prototype, and this is the only coaster on this list that I'm expecting to ride one time. It's because I've seen videos of this grouper thing that occurs at the exit for the ride and it looks complicated, but as for the ride, it looks very interesting. I'm used to the B&M coasters delivering a high thrill experience, so this will feel very weird experiencing a mild B&M. That's what I experienced on Phoenix Rising. It felt weird because I'm so used to high forces on B&M coasters. I've also seen the dark ride portion, so it makes me more excited to ride this coaster eventually. The number 5 spot is given to the only coaster at SeaWorld that is not manufactured by B&M, and it's Icebreaker. This is the lone premier coaster here, and it filled a gap in the park's lineup, which was a family coaster, because pre-Icebreaker, the lineup in terms of family to extreme coasters was Super Grover, and after that, Manta, which was a high thrill coaster. So this coaster filled that gap, and it should be a fun premiere. Tight and uncomfortable trains, a smooth track, and some good airtime pops. I'm actually pretty excited for this one, and it features 4 launches, which is pretty wild. It looks very interesting to me. At number 4, this is the park's newest high thrill coaster at the time of this recording, and it's Pipeline the Surf Coaster. Just barely making the top 3. If there was a coaster that was closed all day, I'm expecting it to be this one. I've heard Vekoma is suing B&M because of the train design. But as for the ride, I've heard this ride is underrated and the airtime is unique. The layout doesn't look anything special, but it's the train design on why this coaster is unique. It's a stand-up coaster, but the seats bounce up and down during an airtime moment. I'm definitely giving this coaster a shot, but hopefully multiple when I'm at SeaWorld. So cracking into the top 3, this is the only coaster on this list that's probably going to give me nerves as soon as I see it. It's Manta. The reason why I might get a lot of nerves before riding this is because I've never ridden anything like it before. The closest comparison I got to it is Banshee, which is not that close. It's just the vest restraints and 4 cross seating. The pretzel loop is also an element that I've never experienced before, and I've heard it's extremely intense. I always get a little nervous over extreme coaster models that I've never done before. That was why I was a little nervous to ride Steel Vengeance. I had nothing to compare to it, but I'm expecting this to be a fun ride, but not as fun as Kraken, which is taking the number 2 spot. This is the lone floorless coaster in the state of Florida, and I've heard it's one of the best floorless coasters out there. I'm expecting this to be better than Rugapoo, but Kumba, I don't know for right now. Kumba has the nasty rattle, but it has a fantastic layout, but I really hope Kraken is not rougher than Kumba. The layout is really good. I also like how it uses trenches during the second half. It gives me vibes of Montu's trenches. I also like the color scheme. It really pops in the skyline. But there is one coaster that dethrones Kraken as the best coaster at SeaWorld Orlando, and it's pretty obvious. It's Mako. I'm expecting this to be the best roller coaster here, and it's not even close. It's one of the newer generation B&M hypers, but I've heard from people that this is better than Diamondback, but I also met people where they think Diamondback is better, but we'll find out after my visit. But anyway, the layout for Mako is really good. It has that 5-second camelback with amazing airtime. The color scheme is also a little bit better than Kraken's in my opinion. Purple was a smart choice for a track color with the light blue supports. It also has the twister section in the second half to round out the layout, but I think this will crack my top 10. I also hope to get multiple rides on this coaster. I'm very hyped about this coaster and for this park. So I want to hear from you guys. How would you rank SeaWorld Orlando's coasters? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like. That's the best way you can show your support, and you can subscribe if you want to. You can also send me video ideas in the comments if you like. Anything else would be appreciated too.